I got a question, and also a challenge for all the manufacturers that I know watch this video. Tons of parts manufacturers that have the ability to make this happen, and we still don't have this option. So, hey, here's your challenge. Let's get into it. All right, boys, so I'll be the first to admit we're very blessed with a ton of parts for these old cars, whether it's performance or resto or what have you. But there's one thing that we need, and it boggles my mind why we don't have it. It's right over there. All right, so the intake. So here's my take on this. There's been a lot of different variations over the years, and there's a lot of variations out there. Now, I'm going to preface this video by saying the chrome ones that, I'm sorry, I hate them. I absolutely hate them. I think they look kind of cheap. I know they don't make power. I know they heat soak. And they just don't have a quality look about them. And that's frustrating to me because we had other options. We used to have the C&L intake, the elbow, which was, it was okay, and I guess you can't get that anymore. And then we had the Moroso, the plastic elbow that went right here in front of the airbox. And we've also got other things like the Anderson power pipe, which I do like the Anderson power pipe, but that kit isn't necessarily for everyone, especially someone wanting something that just kind of looks near stock. We had the March kit for a while. I guess you can still buy those, which was had the box right here and then the big tube that went down and had the scoop at the bumper. But we've never had a nice kit that was a fairly a bolt-on and had a really good quality look about it. All right, so let me be specific about what I would like to see. And number one would be, it would be made out of plastic, the polymer, like the textured polymer. The reason I like the polymer is because it doesn't heat soak, keeps your IATs down, and that right there is horsepower. Now, in most driving situations, that might not make a big difference, but when you're out cruising in the summer heat, that's definitely going to make a big difference. And that's also something where you can leave it as molded or you can paint it if you want to. But either way, I think it should be made out of plastic. Number two, it should have a large diameter opening here with basically a spacer ring if you're running a stock throttle body, that when you upgrade your throttle body you can move, but something that's going to be able to handle a 90mm throttle body or a stock throttle body, which isn't hard to do. Basically, you just use a silicone ring as a shim and clamp it down, so that's not a problem. The next thing I'd like to see this intake have is be made for a slot style mass airflow sensor. Now, LMR's already got the adapter. It basically plugs into, it's an adapter that plugs into the stock harness and plugs into a slot style. It basically just converts it. So you'd have a slot style mass airflow sensor, which would eliminate the need for this. And then the last and final thing I'd like to see is, I'd like to see a big box that would hold a conical style filter, or which would be something like the March kit, or the way back in the day Kenny Bell I think made one. But if not a big plastic box, at least a shield for the filter right here. I think that would be really sick. Something that would fit in this location, doesn't require any cutting or modifying to the body or the engine bay or the inner fender aprons of the car, but has a quality all-inclusive look and adds that extra airflow, as well as avoiding the heat soak and the tight radius in front of the mass air, which has been known to cause horsepower loss. So that's what I'm looking for. Here's the thing, guys. If you go and shop any other brand, or not brand, but generation Mustang, they've got a ton of different options as far as a cold air intake. And most of them are large diameter. They're made out of, like the roto-molded polymer textured material. They have these air boxes. Some of them have like the little clear lids so you can see the filter in there, which, yeah, that does look good, but it also serves as something so you can keep an eye on your filter and know when it needs cleaning. And so my question is, and my challenge to manufacturers is, why don't we have that for a car that's this popular? We've got so many other amazing parts. We need this. And I know there's a ton of companies out there that have the ability, that have the tooling to make it. And I hope you're listening. We need it. Like I said, boys, we've got so many great manufacturers out there that are doing huge things with suspension, with restoration parts, with exterior mods, all of that. We just did the LMRs, their brand new flush mount door handles. We've got the cup holder consoles. We've got all these freaking great parts. We need this. And if you want to know why I just pretty much prefer the stock airbox, it's because, keeps the heat away from the filter, and you don't get the fan wash and all of that. But I think it's time that somebody stepped up to the plate and made a very nice cold air intake kit that is available for all these other generation Mustangs, trucks, doesn't matter. There's like 20 different options, and we really don't have that. And I think it's well needed. Guys, I also bring up the fact that if you recall back in the day, the old Pro-M intakes were somewhat similar to what I'm talking about. I think that one was rubber though, but it was a nice clamp-on rubber elbow, had the mass air, came with a heat shield for the filter, and those things are long gone. Like, you can find them on eBay sometimes, but they're upwards to $1,000. But and everybody's looking for them. Like, everybody wants them because they looked great, they performed, and I don't know. I'm still kind of baffled why nobody has come up with one. But again, I'm challenging all you manufacturers that are watching this right now. I'll install it. I'll dyno test it, whatever. But we need this part. And again, I do want to just send a huge shout out and thank you to the aftermarket that supports the Fox Body Mustang, because y'all are doing an amazing job. But this is something that I've kind of wanted personally for a long time. And I'm sure a lot of you guys do as well. And, not knocking the old chrome BBK ones, but again, for me, I don't like the sharp bend in front of the mass airflow meter. I think the kind of chrome look just doesn't have a high quality feel. And again, also installing that slot style mass air meter would open up a lot of airflow and possibilities on that end as well. So there you go, guys. Drop me a comment below. What do you think? And you know what? If you are a manufacturer, because there's tons of them that make these cold air intake kits, shoot me a message. I'll donate the car, do all your R&D. We'll dyno test it, show the results, and be glad to help with the design as well. But that's what I got for you guys. If you've got any other parts, that you think we're desperately in need of, as of right now, which, I will say LMR is banging out new parts all the time, so hats off to them, as well as a lot of other, companies. But, drop me a comment below. We can only make these things better, and that's my goal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, big thumbs up. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. I will catch you on the next one.